One of the features of the Heritage Builders program here at the Olympia Tumwater Foundation is our video series, Talking Over Old Times. I'm Don Trosper, Public History Manager. Today I want to begin with a question. Do you remember the movie A River Runs Thru It? I'd like to borrow that title for a moment because it very much applies to our historic town of Tumwater. In fact, Tumwater has had many kinds of rivers running through it over the years. The first one we'll call a river of trade. For countless generations, native tribes had a trading route through here from the falls of the Deschutes, taking them southwest through to Black Lake, to the Chehalis River, and out to Grays Harbor. They also trekked south through Tenino and Mound Prairie to tribes in that area. The British-owned Hudson's Bay Company later incorporated many of these trading routes for their vast operations. The next river can be called a river of settlers. The northern extension of the Oregon Trail, the Cowlitz Trail, came to Tumwater from Cowlitz Landing near Toledo, bringing American settlers to Puget Sound destinations. All of them came through Tumwater on their way to their new homes on the Puget Sound. We can also call it a river of industry, as those early settlers utilized the water power of the falls of the Deschutes to create grist mills, sawmills, and other businesses centering here in the town that some called New Market, but most called Tumwater. Younger neighbor Olympia became the commercial and political settlement, while Tumwater became the industrial center. Our next river was one we could call a river of iron, referring to the railroad era. The Northern Pacific came from the south and made its terminus in Tacoma, bypassing Tumwater and Olympia. Our town's leaders realized that to survive and keep the territorial capital status, we at Olympia and Tumwater needed rail connection. So they built a narrow gauge rail line from the Percival Docks in Olympia, south through Tumwater, and met up with the main line in Tenino. The first stop in that rail line was at the Gelbach Mill in Tumwater. A river of traffic next ran through Tumwater as the horseless carriages came into being. The main highway between Portland and Seattle came right through Tumwater's main street. It crossed the Boston Street Bridge, went up Custer Way, turned left on Cleveland, and made its way through downtown Olympia. The traffic grew, and so did the roads. So that brings us to a river of concrete that cut through the middle of Old Tumwater in the 1950s in the Eisenhower era of freeways. I-5 took out the old homes and commercial buildings, highlighting the brewery and the state capitol, and also joining with Highway 101 from the coast and the peninsula. All that traffic, like a river, comes through Tumwater on its way north and west. Today, the River of History continues through this special community that we honor on Talking Over Old Times.